Hello everyone. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. This video I have been contemplating on if I should actually do a video on this. What I will be discussing. And what I will be discussing is my experience as a supporter of a YouTuber's platform. And with this story, it's a long story, and I have done some recording on this story, but the story is so long. The recording was close to an hour, and I just decided. And when I did that, I my approach to that story to my story was sharing it from beginning to end. I decided to now approach the story by just sharing the main people in the story. The story involves about 5 people, but there's one main person, and that main person I will be discussing on this video. I'm gonna do 2 parts. So this is part 1 right here, which is the main person, and part 2 will be one of the 4 other people that are involved in the story. But now I will share my experience. And that person who is the main person of the story is Minister Jab. Once upon a time, I was his supporter, and this goes back to 2016. I came across Minister Jab's videos. I thought his videos were interesting, and so at the end of his videos, he would share his or not, maybe not just at the end. At some point in the video, he would share his social media information. So I decided, his videos seemed cool. Let me check them out on Facebook. So I did so, and I would go on his Facebook page, and I would comment on there a lot, and interact with others on his Facebook page. So after a while, he and we started talking on Facebook, and I would share, he would respond back to my comments, and we were very respectful to one another, and we would have some disagreements, but at the same time, we were respectful to one another. And so after a while, we started to talk more, or whatever, and we came off as it was all cool, it was all good. So on his YouTube page, I would share a few comments here and there. I would jump on his live streams, and he would see me and shout me out and all that good stuff. And it was all good. So he made me a what is it called? Oh gosh, I forgot what it's called. The people that pretty much make sure that the activity during the chats on live streams is okay. A moderator, yes, a moderator. I became a moderator on one of his channels, and I thought that was cool and all that. And he and I, we were cool. We would text each other a lot, crack jokes on each other, whatever. It was all good. Around this time, he was in a lot of drama, and the person he was in drama with was Sansaray. I was aware of this, and at first I wasn't interested in knowing what she had to say, because with Sansaray's track record, she's always involved in drama, so I dismissed pretty much everything she said. So I just said, whatever. She can say whatever she wants. Whatever. It's none of my business. I'm staying out of it. And but there was one video. I don't know what made me check out this video that she did, but I decided to check out a video where she pretty much explained from beginning till end why they are beefing with each other or whatever. So I questioned him. I reached out to Minister Jap and asked him, is what she's saying is true? Because the stuff she was accusing him of, I just said to myself, like, oh, this is not a good look, So I questioned him about it, and he pretty much brushed it off. So I said, okay, he brushed it off or whatever. I'm just not going to bring it up again. And, it's all good or whatever. It's none of my business. I'm staying out of it. So after that, he and I, we still remained cool. I was still a moderator, and everything was all good. And while we were, sometimes he would bring up Crystalline Kerrison, how he would share his disdain of the whole interracial dating, as far as black women interracially dating, and he would bring it up often, and I would say, it's none of your business. I pretty much, in other words, would say it's none of your business. Why are you so concerned about it? You need to be worried about what you have going on. You need to worry about, what you have going on. You don't worry about anyone else, as long as it's not interfering with what you have going on. And black women interracially dating had nothing to, I'm sure it had nothing to do with what he has going on in his life or whatever. But at the same time, while, when he would say that he didn't like black women interracially dating, he would bring up Crystalline Kerrison and how attracted he was, how physically attracted he was to her. So he would say this a lot too at the same time. And I said, okay, well, alright, that's cool, whatever. And so after a while, like further down the line, I ended up revealing to him that I've interracially dated. I've dated white men in the past. And, sometimes with some people, with some black women, we do it. We date interracially, not just to, I guess, tout it. But you just happen to come across someone that you are just simply attracted to, or that person approach you in a respectful way, and you want to take things to the next level, and the person just happens to be non-black. It is what it is. If you don't like it, oh well. So after I told Minister Jap that I've interracially dated, that's when our interactions, at least on his part, he started talking to me in a totally different way. He would start making slick comments and remarks or whatever, and I would brush it off. But there were some comments where I would question him and say, "Why did you say that? That wasn't cool or whatever." And he would say, "Oh, I was just joking," but he would continue on. And how I would respond to those comments is I wouldn't respond at all. I would just ignore it, and I would just move on to the next topic or whatever. And so that's how things started going after a while. So during this time, the Veganator, he got into it with Crystalline Kerrison. That I'm sure many are aware of how that whole fiasco, came about, and how that whole thing just transpired. If for those that are unaware of it, I guess the Veganator and Crystalline Kerrison had an interview, and it ended up being where Crystalline Kerrison recorded herself crying and sharing her comments or whatsoever. I didn't really check out the video. Wasn't really a big follower of Kristin Kazarian, but I did respect her stance on black women interracially dating. I felt with Kristin Kazarian, she had her best interest with from black women. You know, I've heard her mention, you know, here and there that, you know, black women, just don't limit yourself to just black men. If you do so, you could end up being single because, you know, black women, we have less options compared to black men. And, you know, I didn't think there was a big issue about, you know, her thoughts. So, going back to the Veganator versus Kristin Kazarian, she, you know, they got into this whole thing, and pretty much black YouTube just totally just turned their backs on her. You know, many black male YouTubers didn't like Kristin Kazarian from the jump, but it really got bad and ugly around this time. And, you know, I said, oh man, like, this is kind of messed up or whatever. So, I just said to myself, like, dang, whatever. So, with Minister Jab, I guess Minister Jab, he saw this was the time for him to reach out to Kristin Kazarian. And, you know, Minister Jab, I'm not sure of those that remember, but he did a video where he